Welcome to Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is Breaking Prisms for October the 3rd. We're in October, Halloween month.
This is Halloween.
Pizza month.
This Halloween. Yeah, apparently it's pizza month. I don't know. I don't know these things, but, International Coffee Day was this past weekend, so.
And I didn't have
you got
any coffee at all, because you didn't
either.
tell me. You didn't tell me any of this.
I only told two people, one who was in the room with me and the other person I texted, and they literally texted back saying, yeah, I found out when I got to work and I'm pissed because they work at a coffee shop, so it was busy from the moment they got there to the moment they left, and they were so mad.
Yeah. So, this is where we do not go over pizza and coffee. That is not what the show is. The show is where we go over the Twilight Zone, like we did Tuesday. We go over Black Mirror, which we've done all 5 seasons. You can check that out on the channel. And today we're going over the 7th episode of Love, Death, and Robots.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. This week's episode is called Beyond the Aquila Rift.
Which we messed up at the very end of our Twilight Zone episode when we were trying to pimp this episode.
We said into the Aquila Rift, and we just said Aquila Rift. It is Beyond the Aquila Rift, which should have been easy. It's the name of the show. It's Beyond. Our name of the channel is Beyond Our Focus.
Well, life's hard.
It is really hard. So, this episode is about, real quick, minus a little bit, about
Lost in Space.
Essentially, there we go. That's kind of what it is. These people go through some jump warp zone thing, and end up somewhere they're not supposed to be, and it's about this guy meeting up with an old friend.
Yes.
That is what the episode's about. Very basic, very bottom level.
Glad you joined. Are you glad you enjoyed our show? Thank you. Go watch it.
If you haven't seen this episode, just go watch it and come back so you can get the spoilers, because it is a really good episode. It is a beautiful episode.
Oh, yes. The CGI was incredible.
Yeah, it is by far the best CGI we've seen in this show so far. I know there's some other CG-intensive episodes towards the end of the series, so I can't say it's the best without rewatching those. But the CG work in this is phenomenal. Definitely better than the first episode we watched, which was good, but it was a little clunky. This, on the other hand, no. Everything works together very well.
Yes. Smooth. A lot of textures. A lot of different textures going on, and all of them so realistic.
Smooth. And chickly.
And... Well, we know what you're thinking of.
And
also, guys,
grippy.
Before you go see this episode,
I'll tell you when she grabs his back.
Okay.
You can see like her fingers inserting into his back.
Well, yeah, we'll go with that.
That's what I was.
It's literally the picture on PlayStation for the Netflix. Either way, before you go watch this episode, we will warn you, because this is Love, Death, and Robots. It is going to have adult content, and this one probably has the most sexually graphic content of
Yes, I think that's probably the best word for it. Not the most nudity.
Yes.
But the most sexual content.
Yes. So yeah.
Because they be getting it on.
Yeah. Probably not best for the kiddos. Just throwing it out there.
Probably not.
If you don't want little Timmy to just get a whole eyeful, just probably best to send him off.
Talking about the birds and the bees real early in life. But the episode is beautifully done.
Yes.
The acting is really well done. The sound is great. It's
I recognized one of the voice actresses, and I couldn't think of who it was. Keep talking.
Yes, I was going to say thing.
To me,
as we go towards our phones,
it literally almost sounded like Mila Kunis, but.
You know what? You never know. It could be. I don't think it. I don't think so. But you never really know.
I don't know. I think it was. I don't even remember who it was.
Aquila Rift.
Beyond. The first thing that comes up is the novel. That's not really helpful. Apparently, there's a novel called Beyond the Aquila Rift.
Apparently.
It's a 2016 collection of science fiction short stories. Interesting. Things we didn't know. Full cast and crew.
I don't recognize their names. So.
Madeline something or other. Nope, then I have no idea.
Greta is played by Madeline Knight.
No idea. Don't know anybody.
So yeah, she's a...
What about Home Dude?
About Home Dude. I mean, at least the characters in this look...
They literally...
They look like they're actual people, so...
They must have done the whole facial...
I'm sure. No, I don't recognize anything this thing he's famous for.
No.
At all.
No.
So yeah, we don't really know these people.
Okay, well. New up-and-coming people that we can learn more about. Woo!
I mean, they've both been in stuff, just not stuff for oh, I say that, and then I come across Fantastic Beasts.
That's who?
Skinder?
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know that character, but he could have been anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a really pretty episode. There's not very many characters. As also played, this show's 5.
Yeah.
So.
There was literally the 3 people on the ship and then Greta. You see more people walk out with Greta, but you never see them again.
Yeah, there's no voice acting done there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Well, she really not been anything. So yeah. A cool episode. Really cool science fiction. Love the space, love the ships, love the Joe. I like the setup. I like the jump zone. I like them.
Very intriguing story.
Yes.
Good storyline.
I can't say anything else about this episode.
Yeah.
I'm spoiling it.
So pretty much we're going to go ahead and give the rating. Definitely go check this episode out. Please don't spoil it for yourselves. Go. Get. But come back, please. So, our rating today. How many Kubies did we throw at this episode?
So I want to make a joke, but that'd be spoilery.
We'll make that one at the end. Overall, we did not lose any Kubies.
No, this is a phenomenal episode. We said it when we watched the first episode that this is one of the other better, if not best. This one and the next one next week's also going to be freaking fantastic.
I'm excited. That's probably one of my... But once you see it, you'll know why. But yeah.
Yes, it's an excellent episode. This was an excellent episode. So 5, go watch it. Come back. If you haven't, just go watch it. It's really good.
So.
You've had time. So. It almost got one. Almost got one. That's all I'm going to say. It almost got 1 cube. I'm going to throw it at the camera. It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
So pretty much throughout the episode, we had all 5 cubes. But we were gonna throw all 5 cubes.
This is an episode that goes really well, and then you get suspicious. You're a little suspicious, like, okay, this is a little weird. Things are going on, and then the other girl is like, this doesn't seem right. Something's weird. Something's wonky. But she's sick, so we have to put her back down. Don't worry about her. And then Home Dude gets his business on with Greta.
Yes, apparently they are long lost friends.
Who had a fling.
Who had a fling. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, a fling. So that happens, and then we try to re-wake this girl up, and then she freaking out.
Yes, she apparently feels as though Greta is not who she says she is, and no one should trust her, and she's going to prove it by shanking the bitch.
Pretty much. So she cuts her on the neck, and then she puts her back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then... Well, Home Dude goes to get it on a little bit more, because that's definitely part of this episode. And then realizes that the cut just magically disappeared. Yeah. It's not there anymore.
So he's like, she was right, wasn't she? And she's like, I haven't been honest with you.
Which is the second time.
Yes.
First it was like, okay, your transport, there was a glitch, there was an error, it sent you way farther, it sent you way off course.
Yes.
And then it's like, oh... Actually, I haven't been completely honest with you. It sent you 10 times further off course than I initially told you. You're so far off course, it's been hundreds of years past on Earth.
Yes.
We're totally getting the interstellar thing going on.
Yes.
You're so far gone, there's hundreds and hundreds of years of past on Earth.
Even if you get back, it will not be the same Earth that you left.
which really is like, gosh, I don't know if I want to get that.
Yeah,
It's scary at that point.
Space. It's fine.
And then we forget it finally at the end, just like, actually, you're right. I have not been completely honest. Some of what I've said has been true. Yes, you are insanely far off course. It was some glitch error thing. And a lot of terrible souls end up here.
Yes.
Because of the same glitch. These were true things. But that's kind of where the truth ends.
He at that point, he's pissed. He wants to know the truth now. All of it, beginning to end, everything. And she clearly tells him, you're not ready.
The first time I watched this, I was totally with him.
Yeah.
Like, we need to know the truth. What's going on?
I was too.
Something's weird. Something's wonky. Us watching the second time, it's like, please don't learn the truth. I don't want to know the truth. Stay away from the truth.
Like, literally, I'm like, I need to know what you're hiding. And then he slams her into the glass, and suddenly things flicker. And I'm like, wait, I'm regretting this decision. Can we hold back a bit? And then she's like, you're really not ready to know. And he's like, show me, damn it, I need to know. And she's like, okay, well, everything is in your head. This ship has been simulated just for you.
We're in the Matrix, kind of.
Yeah.
So like, but just remember, I do care for you.
Yes. I care for all the lost souls that wind up here. I'm like, you know what? We're good. Let's stay in the Matrix.
Please,
that's fine.
please. I will be Cypher. Let's take. Reject me in. So yeah.
So he. Oh my god.
So
World
we start
goes
off
black
with,
and red, and it's
we switch from not being in the ship anymore.
Yeah.
To being in this. Oh God, how do you describe this? How do you describe this?
It is literally disintegrated pieces of ship wrapped up in webs, like giant, icky, like it almost looks like the inside of a pumpkin.
No, that's a good. No, that's probably the best description. Like these things going back and forth. What I was thinking of, like, almost reminds me like something like from Freddy Krueger or something. Yeah. But
think about like when they're in the Upside Down and Stranger Things and all those like web-like things
just
are
think
all
about
over.
Webs inside a pumpkin with things strung across with ships embedded in that.
Yeah, you're inside a giant red nasty pumpkin.
Yeah, that's a good description at the moment. And then we see him, and oh boy, he does not look like we've been seeing him.
Literally, he is a skeleton with flesh strapped to it. His eyes are almost red. Like, his hair is just overgrown and matted, and
so he's been here a while.
You meaning pretty much that, yes, their ship went off course and everything. It's probably past its time. It's broken into pieces. And most likely, the whole life support system died a long time ago. So whatever's keeping him alive is just the simulation.
I guess. Because, they're not doing well. He's pretty starved.
Yeah.
And, this is the scary part. That's the friendly part of this.
So he looks around. First he sees one of his co-people who could be still alive, just in a knocked out state.
I assume she's alive.
Yes.
Just because of the previous instance, I think the other simulation was her actually alive.
Yes, because he did ask her, what do you remember? And she said crazy dreams and her. And then her repeatedly saying, she's not who you think she is. Look at her. Look at her. And then immediately, let's put her back in the thing and put her back to sleep.
We totally do that.
Yeah.
So, and of course, we see his other buddy very dead.
Yeah, he never, the entire time, never wakes up. They never attempt to wake him up. It just...
He's forgotten about.
Yes.
Yeah. And then she says something.
I'm here, Tom.
Yeah. And we gander over at her.
We get a nice view of some pumpkin tendrils and this black cave, and you see a form start to come out, and it's kind of moving in that feminine swagger. You can see the form of chest, and you're like, okay, so maybe she's just a tall alien thing. Not so bad. Then the chest suddenly have eyeballs and...
Yeah, and very, very, very quickly, this feminine form you saw that, hey, this might be some kind of female, turned into a hideous monster alien spider.
Yes, the chest is literally the face, like the tomb forms of the eyes, and then you have the multiple little eyeballs actually all over the place.
And then the body kind of goes back up, and the rear end is like flipped around, and there's legs going to the ceiling, and there's legs on the ground.
Yes, it's weird, twisted form. Like half of it was walking on the ceiling, half of it was walking forward, and it just. They have a great way of just capturing this insane moment of fear. Like, his world is like shaking all over the place. It's showing clips of different things. It's like zooming in on random parts of her, like this weird liquid running down her body. Like, her eyes literally flicker, like you can see them blink. And just like zooming in on her mouth and stuff. And I'm just like, you know what? We're good.
Yeah, terrifying alien spider.
Yes.
That is what Greta is at this point.
And so he literally just screams, and suddenly he's really well formed out. He is old Tom again.
And he's waking back up for the first time again. We've been jacked back into the Matrix.
And the liquid goes down, opens up, she walks in, or she's standing there this time. Like, he just looks over and she's there. And he's like, Greta? What are you doing here?
And we're going to do this again.
Yeah. So, I don't know if the goal is just to keep them happy until they die, or just to keep them happy until they come to terms with the truth. I don't know.
What truth? You're going to starve to death? I don't know. There's so much more that could happen in this world.
It makes me curious to know if the novels have anything to do with, like, the short fictional stuff has anything to do with it.
Yeah. It's almost like at some point we should actually do our research and homework before filming things like this.
Hey, we were good for a while, at least, the first couple, and then we just... Like, we had the first one down pretty well. We knew what it was a short story, we just hadn't read it.
So, very cool episode, very pretty episode, terrifying ending.
You now know why we almost lost all the cubes, just because we were trying to protect ourselves.
Kill the spider. Kill the spider creature.
But it cares about you.
Yeah, I don't care how much it cares.
It just wants to keep you happy, because it knows you're not going to survive this. So it just wants to keep you happy until you die peacefully in your sleep.
I guess the better question is, how is he breathing?
I don't know, maybe it's the environment there. We don't know.
I know we don't know, but...
Oxygen.
What oxygen?
It's in a bubble.
Spider oxygen?
Yes. Now, who knows what weird tubey things they got going to him? We don't know. We don't know if they're feeding off him, if they're feeding him. We don't know what's going on.
We don't. It's terrifying. Yeah, but it's a cool episode.
But the spiders care about you.
Very much so.
They care for all the lost souls.
All of them.
Remind me not to get lost anytime.
Yeah, please. I don't want to be lost.
I'm not going to go to space.
None of it leads there. Because of an error.
An error. All because someone wanted to take a shortcut. Actually, we have no idea what happened. No idea.
Well, she was pretty convinced that's not what it was.
Yeah. But it just makes me wonder what her simulation is. Like, obviously they share a simulation when they're both awake, but what... Obviously that wasn't the first time that she's woken up, because she said that weird dreams and her. So yeah. I'm just wondering, like, what...
She was not as accepting of things.
I'm just... well, obviously that Greta didn't... They might have known each other at some point, maybe in passing, but she... Because he even mentioned, yeah, it's Greta from this place. So obviously they both met her. Mm-hmm. But apparently he had more of a connection with her than this chick did.
I don't know. It just seems that she wasn't falling for whatever simulation Spider-Woman was putting on.
So, I don't know. It makes me curious to know what she was dreaming about.
I don't know. Aquila Rift
and
2.
And what happened to Home Dude?
Dead.
On arrival?
Oh, that made my assumption.
Oh. Maybe he got eaten.
They can't all live the crash.
He got eaten. Spider food.
I mean, it almost seemed like there were more spiders there.
There are 100% there were, because when it zooms into their little pod, like before you see him wake up.
Well, originally, yeah, you saw legs. And stuff. That's why I was saying there's more spiders.
No.
Was she Queen Spider? Probably.
No.
She seemed like it.
Yes, but no.
So yeah,
Save
terrifying.
us, QB.
But very cool episode. Very cool. Very fun to watch for the first time.
Yes.
Terrifying to watch the second time because you know the ending.
Yes.
But next week's episode, God, it's going to be good. We're going to enjoy that a lot.
What? Did you forget the end of the show?
I think I hear something. I don't know. I hear something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, great. The simulation's breaking, guys.
Oh, my God. Are we in a spider world?
Leave
me in here.
It just flickers.
Don't pull me out. I want to stay.
I believe you. I believe you. Yeah. No.
I'm not ready. Please don't do it.
I already know the truth. Are you sure? I already know the truth. And it's like, outside the world, everything's just fine. He really doesn't want to come out, guys.
He really doesn't.
I don't understand why he doesn't want to come out of this.
Don't ever
He
leave
just
me.
keeps screaming something about spiders.
I don't want to see him. God, it's horrifying. Don't let me be there. Oh.
Anyway, guys.
Yeah, anyways.
Sorry about that.
As always, you can reach me at Stars Traveled, reach Amanda at KZ Pup, reach the show at Beyond Our Focus, everywhere, including YouTube and podcast services around the world, not on the Spider Planet. We are not going to the Spider Planet. We will not be there.
Maybe.
No!
We might be playing for the Lost Souls.
I know. The Lost Souls can die there. We're not filming. We're not doing anything there.
We don't have to film. They can just listen to us.
No!
The next thing that pops up on Anchor. It's like Mars, Jupiter, Spider Planet.
Spider Planet, exactly. Oh, no.
One listener.
Spider Queen.
Greta. You just see the name Greta there. You're like, nope, we're ending the podcast.
No, we're giving up everything. I don't want Greta to know we exist. Don't come here, Greta. Stay where you are. Anyways, any final thoughts before we...
When someone tells you you're not ready, maybe you should second guess yourself.
You're probably not ready then. Throw a like, subscribe, comment down below. We'd appreciate all those fancy things. But, till next time, long days and pleasant